Greetings. Good afternoon. In this merry month of May, I'd like to re-wish my mother, Sally Ty, a happy Mother's Day. She was married 43 years, some 43 years, to Stern Ty. Stern used to have a bad ear, so when she talked to him when he was driving, giving him umpteen directions, he could not hear it all, so that was very good for him. Also, he liked to say to Sally, my mom, you know, Sally, we're well preserved as we age. And so I wanted to mention that. My sisters, Claire, Carrie, Madeline, and Lily, and my brother Brandon. And I'm going to read the first poem, which was written some time ago. Just a nothing much party. The hunger is alive, fired up. A Scorpio moon warm feeling oozed out of Jack's warm libido. This was Friday night and Paul had just asked Jack to raise $10K. It was Jack's birthday weekend. He did not wish to concentrate on Paul's need for dough. The blue, soft light filtered out of Diana's bar and grill. Jerry was drinking his shot. Sharon looked crisp like a Lauren Bacall. A Filipino was bartending at Diana's. Jack had just asked for a $10K loan from Diana. He was a bit worried, but had a second beer. And Jerry said, "Take a bath, asshole," to Hank. Hank smiled and came over to Jack, giving a slight lean as in male bonding. Hank was in his 60s, wrinkled face, of short height with sparkling eyes, holding his beer. "The Giants beat Chicago after losing 3 in a row," he said. Jack had napped that afternoon. He dreamed he was with a woman friend who was unhappy that he did not have money to spend on her. At the hotel earlier, Sherman asked when she could cash a $20 check for the 4th or 5th time. Jack was getting another call from this 80-something-year-old, a retired Army nurse, asking about her breakfast. "Who is going to bring my breakfast tomorrow morning?" Gail Morgan, who was a clerical assistant to Howard Hughes, had traveled much now in her mid-90s, was hanging out at the front desk in her green workout sweats. As Pete played the piano, he played "Somewhere My Love" from Dr. Zhivago. Charlie came up to the desk, slurring his words, his myelin sheath deteriorating. He had MS. He said he was going to North Beach to Cafe Trieste. Chris, another 90-year-old, a former violinist, hobbled by with his walker. He had recently gone from a cane to a walker. Chris was smiling, looking for his girlfriend Lee, who was in the lobby. She was going from the lobby to the living room with its bright red interlocking carpet pattern and vibrance. Its luminous blood color reminded Jack of death, love, passion, and of course, to life. At 10 o'clock, Jack went over to Pepper's party. At her door downstairs front were Pedro and Bill. Pedro was a Native American from North Carolina wearing glasses and a black floppy hat. He had long black hair, dark skin, and shawny blood. They were buzzed in at the door with their six-packs. Picnic portables were filled with ice and beer and Jack Daniels. The party had been going on with about 20-some people, drinking, smoking weed, laughing, and joking. Anecdotes were told and they reverberated. It was a merry group, with Pepper hosting with kitchenette, 6th-floor studio with super round king-size bed in the far corner. Jack had seen Ellen, a waitress across the street that he had met 2 days before. This was one day before her birthday. She, in emerald shiny green blouse, is laughing, sitting next to Peter in ponytail. She sang, "That can't be! Hurrah, hurrah!" Gary bit his brown wooden pipe with California green, stinking the room with euphoria and goddamn laughter. It was an endorphin rush to the blues piano played on K-Jazz radio. Yay, yay, the party picked up. The beer was reduced to 1/2, as everybody noticed. Jack took a peek out Pepper's gray and black telescope, looking at Venus, saying a silent prayer for love. The piano picked up. The blues were played loudly. Sybil was with her son Jed, who looked rugged with goatee, bare-muscled arms, and natural bravado. Yay, I do that. I've climbed mountains in the spring and summer, he smiled. Rose seemed to be pleased while she took small notes for her journal. She had published. She was a bodacious in her blue jeans with large hips and white teeth and deep blue eyes. She looked at Jack. Jed, Dick, and Peter beamed. From the stereo, nights are long, nobody quite so true, your buddy misses you, she sings with a silky honeydewed voice. Dick laughed and laughed. You can't do it. Get a life. And then it was time to leave the party. Meanwhile, across the street at Diana's Bar and Grill, they received 30-some British guests from the bus next door outside the Carlton. Rose, Susan, Ellen, Pepper, Pedro, Bill, and Jack arrived to have Diana serve them. She, a very engaging bartender and owner of much property. Diana stated, the gang's all here. Pepper was slung down in her chair. She was happy that her party was at least good for 3 or 4 birthday people. Alice smiles as she takes a volume and washes it down with a dark beer. Smoke is floating all around the merry group. Dick laughs and laughs as he takes Ellen's phone number down on his hand. He said he'd call her in the morning for a wake-up. John poured Rose another lager beer. She spoke with Jack, saying that the sense of the child needs to remain in the artist. Jack somewhat paled. He realized that Ellen looked damn good in the corner of the room. She was accomplished as a host, a retired flight attendant, and a waitress bartender. She had told Jack earlier she was still affected by her mother's death nearly 6 months ago. Just a nothing much party. Here, where can I sit and write? It is difficult with Suzanne there in so many places. Kara is counting her change. Caroline is back in town. Enough crazies are out. Barbara is now walking down Sutter. Nowhere to write. What is it I wish to say? There are so many lost people every which way. Joe goes by. I hope he doesn't talk with me at this point. No, he is on his cell phone. A good guy he is. And how can one keep focused with this parade going by? A beauty walks this way. Beautiful, her tan legs. She on the phone. How about instant gratification? If you know what I mean. Joe's cafe was completely full. Maybe Kara has a new boyfriend. Her hair is real nice. Now basically red. Here. Laughing. I'm sitting here down the hall. Charlie, my roommate, had just gone into our room slightly inebriated, slurring his words. Yet I'm still down the hall near the window attempting to have a bit of solitude. Cars are whizzing by as it is the night before Easter. I can hear Paul in the background making an intoxicated point. I left the room last night surrounded by drunks. I'm handling my anger and depression somewhat related to my dad. He made a joke about me. Keep it simple, stupid. He was telling me to thank his girlfriend in a card, but keep it simple. I complied. We ended the conversation with his humor directed at me. We were both laughing. Frisco. This saw the city with its sin, fornication, theft, hard drugs, murder, and rape. Such does continue among philanthropic gifts, angels, saints, sinners, inmates are amongst the fragments and broken cement. I walk with green weeds coming out, rust, remorse, blue boats up above, white blocks, magic rain man, magic rain, the city of magic heart and soul, this magic city, Frisco. City. The city is so crowded. The 38 bus was luckily enough room for me to sit down. That's unusual. The crowded coffee shop, the pounding feet, the diners out, the laughing, slapping, loud teenagers all around. My ear aches, and last night it did as well. Now my right ear acts up. It is damn loud in here. This is presently not a good place to quietly gather my druthers. The girl next to me is yelling. It is very disconcerting. Just some quiet I could use. I started Faulkner's novel, Intruder into the Dust. It is in front of me. This teenager, teen angst, teenage girl getting attention. It makes it difficult to concentrate. Again, back to Faulkner. Sketch. And Andy's band is playing with bravado a melodic tune. Smoke is rising. Tourists are watching the strumming rhythm, and flutes are blowing high notes. An older woman is in her maroon sweater and fedora cap with shades on. Asian woman is throwing used paper away, and the birds are singing. Are they spotted sparrows? More tourists are watching the cannery courtyard. Then I wander off toward a darkened sky and shore where the sound of surf gives a roar. I hear a lapping, and seagulls squawking as an emerald wave is coming ashore. The seaweed is floating back on flotsam. Wave is crashing on wave as the wind picks up, as a mother is pushing a child in a small carriage. A long wooden board is floating. Now back to selling art and learning more of its appreciation and history. And a final poem, Clown Alley, for my blind man friend Jim May and lady pal Maria Kabitis. Tossed and confused, the gods, including chaos and the fountains of spontaneity, now release the tension, a storm, a cry, a moan, and the moon yells and screams. Let the paranoid dreams, clown, Budweiser beer come. Let those ideas, streaming creativity abound, boundless forevermore. Lever, time, never time, instantaneously quiver, deliver, moment by moment, seed, tree, soul, butterfly, serene, sweet kisses come from a Scorpio moon. Sun, drenched, sported fountain, love is all, and all is still. We go into the night so bright. Come, my sweet moon, dance by this tree, by the ocean. Love into the sweet night. Come, my sweet love, dance with the moon. Love, sweet moon. Come dance into the night with me, my love. Come, dance with me.